Cowboys fans, I need to tell you something that is leaving the entire NFL jaw-dropped. Something is happening in Dallas training camp that nobody expected, and it could completely change the course of the season. One player, a guy who came out of nowhere, is playing so well that the franchise no longer knows what to do with him. And look, I'm not talking about a starter. I'm not talking about a famous name. I'm talking about someone who might get cut even while playing at an absurd level. Stick with me here because you need to know who this player is and what is happening to him before cutdown day arrives. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now. Hit the notification bell because every week we bring you the hottest information about the Dallas Cowboys ahead of everyone else. Let's go through this season together. Well, let me tell you everything. Nick Leverett. That is the name keeping Cowboys executives up at night. An interior offensive lineman who, honestly, I didn't expect to reach this level so quickly. And look, I needed to talk about him today because what's happening with Leverett is one of those rare cases in football where talent pops in such an intense way that the organization is put in an impossible situation. To understand the magnitude of this story, I need to give you some context. The Cowboys already had an interior offensive line trio considered one of the best in the entire NFL. Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, and Tyler Booker. These three guys in the middle of the field are practically a wall. With this trio up front, Brian Schottenheimer's offense has everything it needs to function very well this season. But as every Cowboys fan knows, injuries are part of the game, and Dallas needed depth at this position. And that's where Leverett stepped in. What Nick Leverett is doing in the preseason is simply impressive. In 2 preseason games, he accumulated an overall grade of 74.6 on Pro Football Focus. In run blocking, he scored 72.2, and in pass protection, 75.5. But the number that catches my attention the most is another one. Nick Leverett hasn't allowed a single quarterback pressure, not a single one, 0. In 2 full preseason games, playing under high pressure levels against players fighting to make the roster, Leverett has been an insurmountable barrier. And that's not all. He plays all 3 interior line positions, meaning center, left guard, and right guard. For a team that needs versatility and depth, this guy is a gift. His growth in pass protection specifically has been massive compared to last year. You look at the numbers and realize it's not luck, it's not coincidence. Nick Leverett worked, evolved, and has reached a point where he is ready to play in the NFL. The problem, and here lies the drama of this whole story, is that the Cowboys have players who are too good for the available spots. Aside from Smith, Beebe, and Booker, who are guaranteed starters, there is still Tyler Guyton, Terrence Steele, TJ Bass, and rookie Drew Shelton. In the interior specifically, besides Leverett, there is also a Johnny Cornelius, who is also having an excellent preseason with an overall PFF grade of 84.2 and an 84.1 run blocking grade. And there is Nate Thomas, who also has a lot to offer. Mathematically, Dallas doesn't have room for everyone. The team needs to make a brutal decision before the roster cutdown deadline, and someone who deserves to be on the team is going to be left out. It's a situation that hurts, but it's a sign that the organization is building something solid. What worries me, and I'll be honest with you all, is that Leverett might be the victim of this equation. Not because he doesn't deserve it, quite the contrary. He deserves it immensely. But roster space is limited, and if he hits waivers, some other team is going to scoop this player up instantly. There is no chance Nick Leverett passes through waivers unclaimed. He is just that good. My opinion? I think the Cowboys need to find a way to keep Leverett on the 53-man roster, despite all the internal competition. Whether as a depth starter or in a rotational role, this player has way too much value to be lost. The franchise has built an offensive line core that would be the envy of any team in the NFL, and letting go of a piece like this would be a huge strategic mistake, especially thinking about the playoffs, where injuries crush dreams. Dallas is experiencing something few teams ever do, the problem of having players who are too good. This is a sign of a franchise that is back to truly competing, back to having depth, and back to being dangerous in every area. And Leverett is the perfect symbol of this transformation. Now I want to know what you think. Do you think the Cowboys should keep Nick Leverett on the 53-man roster despite all the internal competition? Or do you trust that if he is cut, Dallas will manage to bring him back via the practice squad? Leave your opinion in the comments, because this decision could directly impact Dallas's chances this season. And if you're a true Cowboys fan, you know every detail counts when the goal is the Super Bowl.